Hi, my name's Mia and I'm just about to go into my final year studying modern languages and cultures here at Durham University. I study Spanish post A level and Italian ab initio, so I started that as a complete beginner in my first year. So Durham is actually really flexible with the amount of time that you can spend abroad. I know that in my year, if you studied two languages, which was the most popular choice, then you had to spend 4 months minimum in one country and 3 months in the other country. To decide how to split my year abroad, I ended up going with 8 months in Italy and 3 months in Spain. This was mainly just because I wanted to spend more time in the country of my beginner's language. In Italy, I actually worked as an English language teaching assistant for the British Council. I was really excited about this because since I knew that my course involved a year abroad, I knew that I wanted to go and do the British Council. In Spain, where I worked for a language and translation company, the tasks that I had to do varied each day, from working on a summer camp with children, teaching them Spanish, picking them up from different sports activities, to just basic admin work like working with Excel, translating different documents, taking photos for marketing, social media, doing all of those posts. So it was a really, really varied job, and I'm quite glad that I did it because I feel like I got experience in lots of different fields. I also really enjoyed my work placement because I was speaking Spanish every single day. Another benefit of the British Council or work placement is that you actually get paid for it, which means that you have money that you can use to enjoy the experience a little bit more. So as well as your student loan, which you will probably get, you are also able to have a little bit of an income to travel around that country. I would really recommend maximising the travel opportunities that you have if you're able to do so. I know that trains from Naples were super cheap sometimes if you booked them in advance, which meant that I was able to visit so many different places in Italy, places that I dreamed of going for so long, and I really tried to maximise that. I did a full tour of Italy because I knew that it wouldn't be this cheap when I was back in England. So it was very important for me to do that whilst I had the opportunity and the income from my job to do it. In terms of the places, I really loved Naples. I would say a lot of the pros for it are that it's a very busy city. It has a lot of Erasmus students all the time, so it's really easy to make friends. And even if you are doing a work placement or the British Council teaching assistantship, you can still join the ESN group chats and make friends and join the different events and social activities that they have. You are still a university student on your year abroad, even if you're working. 3 things that I've learned from the year abroad are, number 1, independence. This sounds like an obvious one. I feel like everyone will gain this to some degree from doing a year abroad. It's kind of unavoidable, but I definitely improved it. There were so many things that I just had to get on with and do and learn how to do by myself because there was absolutely nobody else there to help me. Just so much as like moving apartment. I changed apartment by myself in Naples. I had to pack everything up, undecorate everything, and literally move it on the metro by myself to another place. And yeah, it was doing all that alone in a new country can feel really daunting. I also feel like the year abroad allowed me to immerse so much more in the cultures of the languages that I'm studying. Like, of course, I developed language skills as well, and I practiced those and I learned a lot more about them, but I really felt very culturally immersed throughout my time in both of those countries. Definitely the people that I met. I made some amazing friends, both inside of the school and just in Naples itself. And I was shown so much kindness by the teachers and the students. They made sure I felt welcome from the first day, and I just felt so lucky that I'd had such a wholesome experience there. If I could give you some pieces of advice for your year abroad based upon my experience, my first one and top one would absolutely be to put yourself out there and say yes to as much as you can, as much as you feel comfortable with and as much as you want. Another more practical piece of advice that I would give you is to not put a deposit down on a place, a property, an apartment until you visited it, if you can. There are a lot of scams out there, sadly, for students who are doing their year abroad, and I found that so many landlords were raising the prices purely just for you being a foreign student. Try not to overpack, even though it's pretty inevitable. You are going to another country, but you're not going the middle of nowhere, to a desert where you can't buy anything. You will have high street shops, clothes shops, food shops, everything there. So maybe try and bring things that are more like home comforts or clothes that you don't think that you would be able to get there. yeah, things that you don't think you could get there, try and pack, because obviously cases can be expensive. I feel like it can be difficult when we're all guilty of it, especially me, of like posting things on Instagram about my year abroad. Because of course we all want to show the highlights and the good things, but absolutely everybody will feel homesick at some point or will have challenges on their year abroad. It is pretty inevitable to go through a year living by yourself in a different country without facing some sort of challenge or obstacle along the way. So try not to compare yourself to other people's experiences. You know, if people are saying this is the best year of my life, it should be the best year of your life, try not to take that to heart, because everyone's experience is different and what's important is your experience and what you're living. So if I had to describe my year abroad in 3 words, I would say unforgettable. I definitely made so many memories and so many friends that I will absolutely never forget and that I'm so grateful for. Busy. I feel like I didn't get a free second, and now that I've come home, it's kind of all hit me. Everything that happened over the past year, it kind of went in a blink of an eye. And the final word is fulfilling, particularly for my experience in Naples, working for the British Council, the teachers, the students that I met. I've never felt more rewarded or satisfied from anything that I've done before. And it was just such an amazing experience. So the year abroad is really the pinnacle of studying a language at university. It's what we all look forward to. It's probably the reason why some people take languages in the first place, but it's such a fantastic opportunity to live somewhere else, experience another culture, and really engage with your course outside of the classroom. It definitely gave me a strong sense of this is what I'm studying languages for, this is what my degree is for, and seeing that in practice, listening to native speakers, being able to reply, being put in social situations in the language that you're learning, it is really rewarding, and it's really like a 360 moment to see what you've learned in the classroom be used in real life.